this morning, sunshine through the clouds, feeling the healing, laughter all around. Rise up and stand tall, joy in every stride. No more tears to fall, let your spirit guide. Blessed go summer, shining through the night. Brighter than thunder, you're the morning light. Life keeps on spinning, hold on to your dreams. You're always winning, more than it seems. Hear the drums calling, dancing to the dawn. Keep on believing, strength in every song. Blessed go summer, shining through the night. Brighter than thunder, you're the morning light. Life keeps on spinning, hold on to your dreams. You're always winning, more than it seems. Hear the drums calling, dancing to the dawn. Keep on believing, strength in every song. Blessed go summer, shining through the night. Brighter than thunder, you're the morning light. Life keeps on spinning.
Hey guys, welcome to this week's episode. Before we dive in, I just wanted to kind of give you a sneak peek of what we're going to be talking about this episode. So, for those of you who don't know, I recently had a birthday, and so I've definitely spent some time recapping my 47th year, what it was like, y'all, going through perimenopause and all of the body things and changes that I've experienced, but also how I have begun to redefine friendship and what that now looks like for me, as well as my dreams for the future. As we're going into 2025, a lot of us have goals and aspirations, but just talking about some new things that I've added to my list that I hope to one day accomplish. And then, of course, we will talk about this career change that took place um, about a year and a half ago and how things have been going with that. And so I hope that you enjoy this episode. I hope that if you don't take anything else away from this episode, you walk away encouraged about the new opportunities and new possibilities that are presenting themselves in 2025, and that you're looking for everything that has your name on it. You're excited and open and willing to embrace change, and you're moving forward, hopeful. All right, y'all. Enough from me. Go ahead and dive into this week's episode. Hey, everybody. Welcome to the Blessed Girl Summer Podcast. This is season 3. So excited to be with y'all today. Listen, it is season 3, and it is January of 2025, y'all. I'm super excited. My birthday, y'all, is January the 8th, and I believe this podcast is going to come out either that week or right before. So I figured it would be great to start the season off just reflecting. Reflecting on 2024, reflecting on my year being 47. And cool for me, I just thought about this. Cool for me that like my birthday is at the beginning of the year. So I actually have like the full calendar year to be that age. So that's kind of cool. But anyway, I am now 48 years old, and and excited. I recently did a have been doing a career change, which at 48 years old is not something that you typically most people do. So that has been quite challenging for me, and I've kind of just learned to navigate through that space. But I am really excited about what is to come. Now, some of the things, let me go back to 47. What 47 was giving me, 47 was absolutely giving me perimenopause. It took me a minute to figure it out, probably like into the second quarter of 2024. I was like, uh, this is a thing. And I think that this thing is happening to me. um, just really, definitely super irritated. Um, Definitely experiencing like just my body not cooperating as much as I would have liked my body to cooperate. Um, and just tired. I remember there was a time where I was just like, I am so tired. Like, why am I so tired? Why am I sleeping all the time? Or just wanting, why am I feeling like exhausted? And I started taking some vitamin D, which was really helpful. Really had to go hard on the vitamins and stuff, and just recognizing that my body has changed, is not the same. And there's some new things I need to do for this new body um, that is growing. Oh, and weight gain. The weight gain, the weight gain was a whole thing. The weight gain and the inability to drop the weight. Um, that has not been a problem for me in the past, but it is this perimenopause is giving it making it challenging. And so it just seemed like everything that I was doing, um, I feel like I was far more active than I have been in the past 4 or 5 years. Um, Everything that I was doing was not making the weight drop. I could plateau. If I wasn't doing anything, I was getting bigger. So so I had to do something, but the something I was doing was not making me lose weight. It was just plateauing. I definitely felt better about about the movement. My body was stiffer prior to picking up different exercises. I found myself, I had a whole routine. Like when I woke up in the morning, my body was so stiff. I had to take a shower in the morning to loosen up my joints, like loosen up my body. I'm like, what is this? Like before I could even like start my day, I needed that like hot water to run on my body in the shower just to get like mobility. Luckily, I came across a Pilates class. I don't even know how. I think my girlfriend had recommended Pilates like years ago. And so when I got this YMCA membership, I was like, Tisha, you need to start doing some stuff. You need to start taking some classes. So I started a Pilates class, and it was so good for me. And I've been doing that strong, probably for about 5 months now. So now I take two Pilates classes. I take a mobility class, two mobility classes. I try to. And I started walking. I started walking. I found a walking partner, which was so awesome. And she was already doing 2 miles. So I had to catch up, okay, with her. The first couple of weeks, I was like breaking a sweat doing these 2 miles. But as we continue to do it, it just got easier. And so I say we probably go walking like 2 or 3 times a week. She had an injury, so that kind of slowed me down a little bit, but um, and she couldn't walk anymore. So she didn't slow me down. I slowed myself down because I stopped walking because I didn't have a partner. But I found a neighbor, and we walked a little bit, and now my girl is back in action. So I'm excited to keep that moving. And what I did find, for those of you who are, feeling like maybe I'm feeling your body's doing different things, and you're getting older, and you need to do some more exercise, but that level of motivation isn't there. If you can partner with somebody, because there was many a days, let me tell you, it's hot out here. I'm in North Carolina, and the summers can be hot, okay? And there are plenty of times I walked outside, I was like, oh no, oh no, but I knew she was waiting for me at the end of the block. So I had to go. Um, and that honestly is what kept me walking as much as I did. Um, so yeah, I encourage you to find a partner. And with that being said, I did not know her. I saw her at Pilates a couple of times, and then I happened to see her walking around my neighborhood. And she doesn't live in my community. She lives in like community next door. But I didn't know that. And I saw her walking. I was like, I need to be walking. She was walking by herself. And then I saw her walking another time. I think she was walking with her husband. And so I was like, if I see her walking by herself one more time, I'm going to say hey. wasn't speaking in Pilates class, but when I saw her walking, I was like, I drove my little car. My kids, I had just picked up my son from the bus stop. And I was like, hi. I started waving at her. I said, I'm in your Pilates class. And she was like, hey. So I told myself when I see her again in Pilates, I'm going to ask her if she wants a partner. And she said yes. And like, we didn't even know each other. So from there, we've just really had great opportunity to walk and talk about all kinds of reality TV and stuff. So I just encourage you, just step out, just step out, and it just makes it so much easier and much more fun because I definitely don't think I would be moving as much, especially the walking part, if I didn't have a partner. So anyway, um, with that being said, my knees, um, they sometimes act up on me. My back, thank God, has been doing really well. But you know what I attest that to? And if y'all hear the dog barking, please forgive me. We got packages coming all the time, and he's just barking at everyone. But Pilates is really good. And this episode is not about Pilates, but I just feel led to share. But Pilates is really good for core. And I think it's core, strength, and flexibility. And my core is so much better, and which makes my back much better. And then the flexibility really helps my joints. And so definitely check it out. I'm an advocate for it. I have done floor mat Pilates. I haven't done the other one on the machine as of yet. But that's really been really helpful for me in my 47th year. And I plan to keep that going as I am 48. So, what else is new? What else is new that I'm excited about? Um, I am excited about redefining friendships. Y'all, 47, I was 46 and 47 was some interesting years for me um, in terms of friendships. But I think um, towards the end of 47, I'm recording this now, I'm still 47, so it's kind of weird. But towards the end of this year, mid end of this year, I really had to redefine what friendship is. I had to redefine my expectations for people. And I had to become honest with myself with what I've wanted, what I've been looking for, how my expectations may have carried my behavior. Um, and and is it really fair to like some of the relationships that I'm in? And I had to really examine previous relationships, right? And I think sometimes we don't do that. We don't look back on previous relationships and try to explore um, where we could have improved or maybe what we just didn't know, right? And so when I say redefining friendships, it really is more about me being more aware of some of the triggers that I have, some of the needs that I have in the past been looking for friendships to meet that weren't needs that they could ever meet. And I'm going to do an episode on friendships. I'll dive deeper into that. But just as an overview, for me, growing up as an only child, I really wanted a sister. And there were some interesting dynamics that kind of happened when I was younger that really made me gravitate to this idea, dare I say, fantasy, that I would, just have this sister. And because that was something that I really wanted, it caused me to be loyal. And it gave me like a imbalanced sense of what this would be like because I didn't have a sister, right? So some of the friendships I kind of attached myself in a way that wasn't aligned with what they actually were looking for and what they actually were trying to do. And so, and unbeknownst to them, I really had this deep seated need to have a sister. And so I think I was willing to make adjustments that weren't necessarily in my favor. I think I was willing to hang on when maybe I shouldn't be hanging on. I also was loyal to the point where I don't know that I made room for other people, right? Other relationships, because I was so hyper focused on this particular sisterhood, like this particular thing happening. So, and I'll get more into that, but I've begun to redefine what friendship is and how it can look with so many different people and not being so locked in to like, um, the sister being all things in my mind. I think, if we really think about this as an only child, as a little girl, when I think of myself as the only child and thinking about sisters, I think about myself playing in front of my closet. I can remember in front of my closet on the floor with my Barbie dolls by myself and feeling like if someone else was here with me, playing with me, it would be so much better. We would play forever, right? We would be laughing, we would be having so much fun. And I think I really just like, I think that became a fantasy for me, in my playtime, that there would be this sister that we would do everything with. So then what that begins to do though is it also puts an expectation that one person is supposed to be able to do everything, is supposed to be able to be everything. And then that limits me. That puts limitate. I First of all, it creates some expectations that they haven't agreed to, and that they probably can't meet. And then it also limits me, and it blocks out other individuals, and so or other possible relationships. So I've really had to redefine friendship and be honest with myself, um, about what I've been looking for, about how I've shown up in these relationships, and also be honest about the other relationships that I do have, because it's so weird. It would be like almost tunnel vision. Like people would say to me, and I feel like I'm diverting, but people would say to me, "Oh my gosh, you have so many friends. You have so many people that," and I'll be like, "I don't have. What are you talking about? I don't have so many people." Um, just because I would do a lot of things, like I was involved in a lot of communities. I would have different. I had a podcast that was for women before, and I would have all these women, and I'll be connecting on all these different levels and ways. But I never considered them eligible people to be in a part of a sisterhood. And so, um, yeah, redefining friendships in the year in my 48th year in 2025. Um, I really want, and when I say redefining, what I really would like is to be more open minded to people, just to be like more open minded, to feel more folks out, to look for opportunities where um, a relationship could possibly blossom, be accepting of where the relationship is, like be accepting of what happens in that space, not coming with necessarily expectations or limitations, but being open, being open, um, and removing the vision that I have of it in my mind and letting things be. Exploring, right? Like exploring those spaces and being okay. Like if this doesn't work out, that's okay. And if this is kind of interesting, that's okay. And if this is like perfect example, my walking partner, if this is just like a walking partner and we just talk about reality TV, that's okay. Like this person doesn't need to become my walking partner, my going to the mall partner, my like confidant, my like they don't need she doesn't need to be that. Um and can still be very valuable to where I am and what's happening. And so just redefining relationships and friendships in that way. it's something that I'm aiming for at 48. Some of the dreams that I have newly dreams, um, that I would say probably recently came about is the dream of living half the year in another country and the other half in the States. Um, yeah, eventually that's a goal, maybe for like a few years from now. I definitely want to do that. I absolutely feel like I have not explored this earth enough. I know I haven't because I haven't been anywhere. But just got my passport renewed and just excited to really begin to explore other parts of the world and see how other people live and experience different cultures. You know, I'm all about the peace and calm and just being in places that make you happy, that cultivate joy, that allow you to be centered. And, you know, I really want to experience that in a lived space. Um, and what really piqued my interest is when I saw this Netflix special. I think it's called Blue Zones. And it just talks about how people are living like past 100 in certain parts of the world. And not just living like bedridden, like walking around like they 60. Um, and it was just talking about the different foods, the air, like all of that. And so I just want to kind of like experience the best of what God has created, right? I don't want to leave this earth and not have explored some of the most fascinating places in the world. And so I definitely want, I know I still have to work. So I definitely want to do it like half and half and be someplace, of course, where you know, I can still see clients. And so yeah, that is a recent dream. Another one is, I don't know. I wrote this down, but I don't know if like doing a TED talk is really what I would like to do. Um, but being somewhere where I'm able to present or speak on a grand scale, um, that helps people grow and evolve, um, from a faith and evidence based perspective and experience perspective, I should say. And so I don't know what that looks like. You know, I wrote down in my notes that maybe there's a curriculum involved. I don't know, y'all. That just kind of came out of that's a recent dream. But definitely want to write that second book. If y'all knew, I have like 3 or 4 books on my laptop that I have not finished. I feel there's definitely a book. I have an idea of what the book will be about, but I don't feel like I fully know all that I want to incorporate in that book. And I don't know, I really want the book to be the book. Like I want it to be good. I want it to be all encompassing. Like I want it to do the thing that it's supposed to do. And so maybe on one end, I'm letting a little perfectionism come in where it's like, you can't write it unless it's perfect, you know, which that's not how I wrote the first one. um, but I also want it to be impactful. And I also want it to be aligned with whatever God is calling me to write about. So it, I do have, I would say, maybe the foundation. I don't even want to use the word foundation. I do have some of the bones, some of the bones for the book. What I'm working on is the meat. I'm working on the meat. I'm working on the vision. And I feel like that's a whole nother project that I have to be able to devote focus time to, even if it's like just 2 or 3 months of focus. which I don't really have. I like right now, my focus is school, getting my license. Going to be starting my internship. So, like, I don't really have the 2 months to really focus and hone in on the book, but I know that that time will come. So that's one of my things. That's one of the things that I'm going to be. It's on my it's on my vision board, y'all. It's on my vision board. But other than that, I'm just praying that um, this year, 2025, um, I'm praying for the ability to be able to balance the things that are coming ahead, like the internship and actually seeing clients, navigating that and all the other things and areas that um, I have responsibility over, um, and doing it well. So I don't know. I feel like this is definitely going to be a busy year. I don't feel like it. I know this is going to be a busy year. Um, I'm going to be going to Kentucky. Um, I may possibly be going to Boston. Um, I know that we want to travel somewhere, hopefully, maybe taking one of those first trips out of the country. And then I'll be interning, which I'm really excited about. We'll do another podcast about that. But, once I get in it and have something to share. Of course, not about my clients, but just about the experience of finding the internship and navigating really the balancing act. I think that that is what I'm probably the most anxious about. Like, how am I going to balance all of these things and then entering a new career field, right? There's one thing to have theory. There's one thing to have theory. There's another thing to be executing that, right? And so I'm a bit nervous or anxious about the execution of it. Um, I do believe it's my call in the space that I've been called to, so I'm not worried about that. I just think like you don't know until you know till you get into it. So like I want to be like I want to just know already. But yeah, so this year is definitely going to be looking a lot different. I'm excited about that. I'm really curious as to how it's going to change me, how it's going to change how I've shown up. I know this first year in graduate school, the amount of internal work that it has required me to do has been life altering, life changing. And so as I begin to dive into session with people and help them work on their spaces and their issues, their challenges, their goals, um, I know that that's going to change me in a different way. And so excited about that. Um, but yeah, and I'm going to, so this season, I'm going to be talking about some of the ways in which I've grown in the past year. I think that that's cool. Some of the things that this program, hands down, has challenged me at and has required me to shift. Um, and so, yeah, we're going to be talking a little bit about that too. But I'm not going to keep y'all, I'm not going to hold y'all. Thank y'all for celebrating my birthday with me. Um, and this new year, I hope that you are reflecting as well, reflecting on 2024, challenging yourself to look at the areas and the places in your life where maybe you want to do more or you want to do different. Um, and then deciding what that difference looks like for you and how you can show up for yourself differently in that space. And so, yeah, I think it's a great opportunity. The new year, people are often excited about doing something new. Um, I encourage you. I encourage you to dive in, to embrace it. Um, when people say you only live once, that is true. You do. You only live once, but how do you want to live is really the question. How do you want to live? What type of life do you want to have? What type of legacy do you want to leave? Because then that all matters in how you actually show up in this moment and what you actually do. And so I encourage y'all to show up in the moment the way in which you want your life to unfold. Um, so yeah. All right, guys. Well, until the next episode, remember that we get to choose, we get to secure our peace, we get to set our boundaries, we get to cultivate our joy, and we're the only ones that can do that for us. And so I encourage you to continue to find ways to cultivate your joy, secure your peace, and keep growing, keep living and growing. Talk to y'all later.
Woke up this morning, sunshine through the clouds, feeling the healing, laughter all around. Rise up and stand tall, joy in every stride. No more tears to fall, let your spirit guide. Blessed go summer, shining through the night. Brighter than thunder, you're the morning light. Life keeps on spinning, hold on to your dreams. You're always winning, more than it seems. Hear the drums calling, dancing to the dawn. Keep on believing, strength in every song. Blessed go summer, shining through the night. Brighter than thunder, you're the morning light. Life keeps on spinning, hold on to your dreams. You're always winning, more than it seems. Hear the drums calling, dancing to the dawn. Keep on believing, strength in every song. Blessed go summer, shining through the night. Brighter than thunder, you're the morning light. Life keeps on spinning, hold on to your dreams. You're always winning, more than it seems.